Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm giving my reaction to the new single from Elton John and Stevie Wonder called Finish Line. Now, this is from the forthcoming Lockdown Sessions, the album which should be out in late October, and all of us Elton fans are very much looking forward to listening to all the tracks. Now, I reckon this is the fourth collaboration between Elton John and Stevie Wonder. What have we had before? Well, of course, Stevie Wonder played on, I guess that's why they call it the blues, some wonderful harmonica on there. He then worked with Dionne Warwick and Gladys Knight on this 12-inch record and single, of course, That's What Friends Are For. It was a Burt Bacharach composition and Carol Bayer Sager, a charity record. He also appeared on the Dark Diamond track, again playing harmonica, and now he reappears on the Lockdown Sessions. Now, this is the third track to have emerged from this album so far. We had the rather strange track with Dua Lipa, which I'm still trying to get to grips with, really, what's going on in that one. We had the single with Charlie Puth, which was performed at the foot of the Eiffel Tower last weekend live, and I'll be reacting to that separately. And now we have this one, Finish Line. So what sort of track have we got here? Well, who's in the engine room here? Who's been writing this? As far as we know, Elton has collaborated with three record producers and singers and performers, very talented trio: Andrew Watman, Ali Tamposi and Roman Capolo. One of those was involved in writing Kelly Clarkson's song Stronger. So Elton is obviously working with some young talented writers. It's not clear from the publicity who's done what, whether Elton just did the music or whether he was involved in the lyrics as well, but it appears to be a kind of team effort, this one. Now, you've probably read the publicity to this, and Elton and Stevie are full of praise for each other, saying both are on tip-top form. And I've got to agree with that. Elton's voice sounding really good on this, and Stevie Wonder, no matter how many years go by, his voice still sounds so fresh and clear and creative, and a really impressive vocal range as well. So that is quite justified. Elton saying about Stevie, his talent is beyond ridiculous. Well, I'm sure we'd probably agree with that. Now, also appearing on this track is a Sunday service choir at the behest of Kanye West. And that makes a big appearance on this, which is a kind of a gospel feeling ballad. This is all about redemption. It's all about coming back, and it's about finding the right person to be with. I reckon there's a very positive, uplifting message from this, and I would kind of compare it with previous Elton compositions, Healing Hands, Heels of the Wind, or even the sound that he got on the Big Picture track, If the River Can Bend. I don't know whether you can hear that sort of feeling on this track. It's a track that when you listen to it, it makes you feel better, and that's quite an achievement with a piece of music. You have been the song that I want to hear, the metaphor going on there, and it's actually quite moving, the words here. It's almost like, I've been around the block, I've experienced lots of things in my life, but all the time it was you. You were the person who were able to bring me over the finish line. You were the person who was able to give meaning to my life. So it's a sort of song that you could put on and kind of sing those words to a loved one in your life. So Elton calls it one of the best records he's ever made. Of course, we have to take those quotes with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because quite often, or in fact almost every time an album comes out, somebody says it's the best one he's ever made. Well, I think we need to step back from that and maybe in a few years' time reflect on whether it is one of the best. But certainly I am seeing a lot of positive responses to this recording, and I like it myself. I'm not going to grade it today. As you know, I rate all my tracks 1 to 10. I'm going to reserve that for when the album actually comes out. But I reckon it's going to be in the upper reaches there. It's going to be around a 7 or an 8. Probably need to listen to it a little bit more. But I'm certainly thinking this is going to be a quality track. Now, what do we think about duets? Got to say, I'm not a huge fan of duets. I like to hear one artist singing. But it is pretty common now, and is much more common, I suppose, in modern music that artists do collaborate. So there's nothing wrong with that, and if they blend together well, I think that can be quite successful. And Elton and Stevie here, they seem to blend together pretty well. I would say perhaps one comment on this is that it's a little bit overwhelming with the choir there. It's a lot. It's a big sound. There's a lot going on in there, possibly too much. But I would say overall with this one, it's a good tune. It's moving. The harmonies are very pleasant, and you've got to think Elton is behind that as well. And when we get to the chorus, it does take you higher. It's almost like a hymn-like feel to this one, a sort of feel-good song. So I'm feeling pretty positive about this. I'm going to attempt to include an extract of the refrain now. Let's see what happens here. No, that didn't work. Now, that's the chorus going on there. And as you can see, it's a pretty impressive tune, this one. All I would say there is that there's a lot of sound coming in very early. That's the first refrain. I just wonder whether the choir might have been better holding back to a little bit later on in the song. But I'm being hypercritical here because it's a good track, isn't it? I think if there's many more on the album like this, this could be quite an interesting set of songs. So far, the three tracks are very, very different, aren't they? The ones we've heard. And I'm just wondering how they're going to hang together actually on this, but certainly going to be interesting. And I'm looking forward to that album dropping through the letterbox, aren't you? Very shortly, hopefully. So let me know what you think in your comments below. I'll link to the official video of this so you can listen to it on YouTube. Do you like it? Are there any changes you'd make? What does it make you feel about the forthcoming album? And I'll be back with more Elton John album and track reviews on a regular basis. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you wish, and don't forget, we're still standing.